Hey y'all, it's Dani and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to embroider a varsity jacket from start to finish. It's homecoming season, it's about to get really cold out, so I thought this would be a great video for those of you who would like to start offering varsity jackets in your business to your clients, or if you're just an at-home hobbyist or crafter and you would like to start embroidering some jackets for you and the family. These are also great for football games, sports games, cheer competitions, really any sports. And if you are a small business, you can price these at a pretty decent price point and make a good profit off of them. So let's get into it. First things first are the materials that we are going to need today to do our varsity jacket. I have the jacket, of course, and you can get these really from anywhere. I like to get mine from a few different places, but I'm currently on the hunt for a supplier that will be consistent in getting me the sizes and colors I need. I have this really nice thick varsity jacket here in navy. It might come across as black on the screen, but this is navy. And I'm going to be doing this jacket for a client, so I think that'll be really cool for you guys to see how I would do it if I was making an order, because I really am making an order. The next thing you're going to need are mighty hoops. So I love using mighty hoops, as most of you guys already know, but for heavyweight materials such as jackets, you're going to want to use mighty hoops so that your garment does not slip out underneath your hoop and ruins the entire project. For this project, I am using my 4x6 mighty hoop for one of the chest pieces. I am also using my 5.5 by 5.5 mighty hoop for the other side of the chest. And for the back, I'm going to be using my 13 by 15 mighty hoop. This jacket will also be done using Caesar Glitter HTV, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull all the colors I need really quickly and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have all of my glitter and the corresponding threads laid out. If you are new here, this is my Melco Summit embroidery machine and it is absolutely wonderful. I love this machine. It has 16 needles and it has a huge sewing field. To use the 13 by 15 mighty hoop, you do need to have an embroidery machine that is capable of using a design that has that big of a sewing field. And if you would like more information on mighty hoops, check out my All About Mighty Hoops video here on my channel. The mighty hoops are already in our UI here, which I am obsessed with. I love this feature. So I'm just going to go ahead and press that button there and it's going to load all of my hoops. Not only my mighty hoops, but it's going to load every hoop that is compatible with this machine. But since I only want my mighty hoops to show for this project, I'm going to go ahead and press this magnet button. So right now I have the 13 by 11 selected, but I need the 13 by 15. So I am going to go and find that. And it's right over here. I click, press my check mark, and boom, there it is. So now I have loaded my design. My client owns her own business. She has a childcare center, so I'm making her a varsity jacket to represent her business, which is really fun and really cute, and I love her logo. Now I'm gonna go ahead and change out my colors to match my colors in the design. I love this machine also because it includes almost every single thread brand that is out there to match your colors into. Now that I have all of my colors loaded in, I am simply going to match them to what is shown on this screen. So here I have my 13 by 15 mighty hoop set up on the mighty hoop stand, and I am going to place my jacket over that and then hoop it. I like to use 2 pieces of stabilizer because my stabilizer isn't big enough to cover the entire 13 by 15 bottom hoop. So I'm simply just going to drape this over the stand. So once that's placed on, then I am just going to snap these pieces together. And there we go, okay? And once that's done, I'm going to lift up and slide up and I'm hooped. Our jacket is on the machine and I'm gonna do a quick trace of the design just to make sure that everything is within my hoop parameters. There is not a red screen on my Summit, and if there was, that would mean that it was out of my hoop parameters, but I still like to trace just to make sure. So the trace is all good. Now let's just get our glitter on there and we can start embroidering. For my materials with this jacket, I am using a bunch of different colors of Caesar Glitter HTV. My client loves glitter, so that's a win. And then I am going to tack that down with 505 temporary adhesive. I like this adhesive spray because it doesn't gum up your needles and it truly is temporary and doesn't stain your fabric. My first piece of glitter is laid down and we're just gonna start. This design is going to only take 27 minutes with the Melco Summit. Insane. Mind you, it's a pretty big design. Now that my first piece of glitter is stitched down, I'm going to easily pull it away from those stitches. I programmed the applique stop button after every 2 fingerprints. That moves the hoop all the way forward so I can easily get under here and pull the glitter away. Now I'm going to repeat those same steps for each piece of glitter or each fingerprint in the design. Ripping away this glitter. Okay, y'all, so the handprints are all done and I think that this came out so cute. I'm so happy that she wanted to go with the glitter for the handprints because, you know, it is a childcare center, so it's all about fun and whimsical and creativity. So now we just have to go ahead and stitch out the name of the center, and that's just going to be regular embroidery stitching. Here is our final jacket back stitch out. It came out so nice and I'm so happy with the final stitch out. Again, that Melco Summit is a beast. This only took 30 minutes. Okay guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and take my 5.5 by 5.5 mighty hoop and get that all hooped up so I can do the logo on the front chest. Now you definitely are going to want to also invest in the backing holders for your mighty hoops because as you can see they hold your stabilizer, and I have forgotten to mention that if you are interested in purchasing any mighty hoops, you can use my affiliate code DANI, that's D-A-N-I, for free shipping on your next order. And I'm going to place that into my jacket. A rule of thumb for me is usually to have it centered from the seam of the collar down, so that kind of gives me like a good placement. And as always, just gonna snap this on. Now that I'm all hooped up, I'm gonna go back and take this to the summit. I have my jacket hooped up and it's now on the embroidery machine, but I did make sure to change out my brackets and move them inwards so that I could accommodate my 5.5 by 5.5 mighty hoop. Remember that screen that we were on earlier in the video? I'm back to that, and I'm going to choose my 5.5 by 5.5 mighty hoop, which is right here. Okay, you see how my screen turned red? That's because I still have my jacket back design, which is obviously way too big for my 5.5 by 5.5 mighty hoop. So now I'm gonna go and upload my smaller logo that's gonna be on this chest. As you guys can see, we are now nice and snug in this mighty hoop, and I'm not gonna show you the entire thing of me placing each glitter piece for this part because I just did it for the back, so I think you guys get the gist. But I'm gonna run this really quick and then I'll be back to show you the final stitch out. And I'm all done with that front chest logo. So cute. I'm gonna go get my supplies ready to do the other side of the other chest panel. Now I'm taking my 6x4 mighty hoop and my 6x4 backing holder and going to hoop that. And I just like to go ahead and do the same thing that I just did for the other side. So making sure that it's center with this seam from the collar, but also parallel to the right chest logo. So I'm gonna see. Yeah, I think that's actually really good for the first time. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this back on the Summit embroidery machine and we'll be done after this. Okay, y'all, these are our front chest panels all finished. I am actually so happy. This is not my first time doing a varsity jacket, of course, but I treat every order like it's my first time doing it just because, you know, I have a bad case of perfectionism. So I'm very happy with this final result. Now I am going to go press everything because of course we did use our glitter HTV, which does need to be heat pressed after to make sure that it stays secure. So I'm gonna go press this and the back, and then I will be back for our final thoughts. So here is the final look. Again, I'm super pleased with the stitch out. We used our Caesar glitter HTV. And this is on a varsity jacket, so I am really happy. I mean, I think it's really cute. I think my client is gonna love it. I love how this Miss Sarah stitched out. I chose a font that matched like that childlike, you know, handwriting. Again, I hope you guys learned something in this video. Now, some of you are probably wondering, how much can I charge for something like this? Now, I will tell you that my embroidered jackets, whether varsity or jean or bomber, run anywhere from $175 to $300. And this is because there is so much time and labor that goes into doing a jacket. This jacket had 3 hoopings, but some jackets could have 3, 4, 5, 6 different hoopings. I didn't have to do the sleeves on this one, but a lot of people do get the sleeves. You have to take into account how much goes into designing the order. I have to digitize the logo. I have to make sure all of the designs fit in a certain space. They might need to be re-edited. That all takes time. I have to set up my machine. So I have to put all of these colors on the machine. I have to get all of these glitters out. That's material. I have to set each glitter down and rip them away. Now this is going to depend on each jacket and what materials you're using and just how labor intensive it is. So it's kind of a trade-off because using the glitter HTV did save me a lot of time in the stitch out, but I honestly added that time back with having to place the glitter, rip the glitter away, and then heat press it. If you're just doing a regular stitch out, you're gonna save the time in terms of not using any material, not having to cut any material out, but you're gonna add that time back in the stitch out because it's gonna be those regular fill stitches which take a lot longer. You also have to account for the time that it takes to cut the stabilizer, the time that it takes to hoop each part of the garment. So the back was one big hooping, but then the front were 2 separate hoopings. So you should be charging and taking into account how many times that you have to rehoop something, how many times you're gonna have to cut the stabilizer out, how many times you're gonna have to press. That should all be taken into account. So if you're not charging upwards of $150 to $300 for your embroidered jackets, you need to reevaluate the prices of your items, the prices of your jackets. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm afraid that no one's gonna wanna spend that much. I'm afraid that they're not going to want to spend that amount of money for something like that. Well, then that's not your client. Someone who values your work and someone who knows what good work you bring to the table is going to pay that amount for the quality that you're going to provide them. I pride myself in making sure that the final result matches the price. And thank you to my client because she really did have no qualms about the price, and she ordered 3 other garments along with this jacket as well. So thank you to my client. Don't be afraid to upcharge for the amount of work that is going to be put into your design. There are so many times that I have undercharged and I have started to work on an order and I'm like, wow, this is worth a lot more than what I charged. And then I knew for the next time, you know, okay, I'm definitely going to upcharge if I get this kind of order again. Again, I hope you guys really enjoyed and learned something from watching how to make an embroidered varsity jacket from start to finish. Reminders that I used Caesar Glitter HTV. I used a standard varsity jacket, and I used cutaway stabilizer. I also used my 15 by 13 mighty hoop, my 5.5 by 5.5 mighty hoop, and my 4 by 6 mighty hoop. If you would like to order any of the mighty hoops or fixtures, you can use my code DANI for free shipping on your next order. If you would like to order a custom varsity jacket from me, please email me at taodcontact@gmail.com while I work on getting my website back up. Or you can contact me at the Arts of Dani on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. You can also join my Facebook group. I will link that in the description. And I am now offering virtual embroidery one-on-one classes. I currently have 4 students enrolled. I have already done 1 session with 1 student that went great. So if you are interested in learning how to do embroidery, how to start an embroidery business, how to elevate your embroidery business, how to tie in your brand, then I'm your girl. I did go to school for fine arts and design, so I really do have a lot of knowledge beyond just the scope of embroidery, but just how to tie a brand together and how to give you some tips on how to start or how to further your social media career. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.